Hi there, welcome to Nauctis on YouTube.
Under the clear skies off the coast of Somalia, a group of pirates riding 8 to 13 speedboats raced at full speed towards a cruise ship. Their primary goal was to hijack the ship, its crew, and its passengers to secure a substantial ransom. The speedboats visibly zigzagged in front of the 102,000-ton, 273-meter-long cruise ship carrying 2,720 passengers. The pirates slowed their speedboats and attempted to board the vessel. Realizing that pirates had hijacked the cruise ship, all passengers on board began to fear for their safety, becoming aware that their ship was in dangerous waters. Fortunately, the ship's crew had sent letters to all passengers containing instructions to head to the loudspeakers and proceed to the lockdown area if pirates boarded the ship. With each announcement, the crew provided instructions in 4 languages, and passengers were required to listen attentively. Meanwhile, other preventive measures included cutting off electricity for those with exterior cabins, equipping outer decks with water cannons, and restricting access to all passengers. The upper deck, usually the center of nightlife, had to be deserted. When we think of pirates, we immediately imagine characters like Hook or Sparrow. However, just like the fictional pirates in novels or movies, modern pirates also have a tough character. These hijackers are mostly desperate and angry young men armed with AK-47s. But viewing them as merely a small group of opportunistic mercenaries looking to loot a pile of plunder is an oversimplification. At its core, modern piracy is a highly organized, multi-million-dollar enterprise that relies on investors to carry out high-risk operations. Piracy by Somali pirates began in the early 1990s as a response to the devastation caused by civil war. When the fighting ceased, Somalis realized that while they were distracted by conflict, their fishing waters had been stolen. Some Somalis were offended by fishermen from other countries who helped themselves and fought against them. Eventually, they realized they could make money from these trespassers, especially if they dragged them back to shore and held them for ransom. Since then, piracy operations have evolved into a sophisticated business. According to data from 2019, an estimated 72 Somali pirate groups were paid in cash or equipment such as weapons by investors who drive these hijacking activities. The business operates like a public company, hoping for large dividends. If a hijacking succeeds, most of the money goes to these investors, not to the pirates in speedboats who carry out the hijackings on large ships. These pirates receive a small payment of $30,000 to $75,000. An additional allowance of $10,000 is paid to those who bring their own ladders and weapons. This kind of money goes a long way in a country like Somalia, but it's far less than the millions of dollars paid in ransom. But let's say a maritime company has secured investors and dispatched its pirate soldiers who have spotted a potential target. The pirates, often working in groups of speedboats, take a two-pronged approach. Some work to slow the target ship by running zigzag in front of it, while the rest approach the ship from the side. If the pirates capture the ship, they bring it back near the Somali coast, where they begin ransom negotiations. These individuals can play a long game and are known to hold hostages for up to 6 months. Hostages are fed through donations from investors. However, the pirates ultimately know that the cargo is more valuable than the crew. So, they will gladly eject people if necessary, although they are most likely to release the hostages and the ship. So, is hijacking ships profitable? Although the risks are high, especially for frontline personnel, from an investor's perspective, the costs of a hijacking attempt are only fuel costs. With the potential reward of millions of dollars, there is sufficient promise of spoils to keep investors engaged. However, the chances of hitting the ransom jackpot are quite small. Out of 200 recorded attacks since 2005, the results show 42 failed attempts to capture ships because the pirates simply gave up and left, 16 attacks were successfully thwarted by the crew or passengers, 984 people were released after capture without paying ransom, and 27 cases had unknown causes. The success rate is 17.4%, which means there is an 82.6% chance of no return on investment for a particular pirate attack. However, if successful, the payoff is enormous. Interestingly, only 6 out of the 230 recorded attacks occurred on cruise ships, and none were successfully captured. For example, a well-known incident occurred in 2005 when the Seaborn Spirit was fired upon in an attempted hijacking but remained unsuccessful. Additionally, there was another case of an attempted cruise ship hijacking in 2009, but the pirates quickly released it when they realized there were no passengers on board. In fact, there was one unique incident in 2011 where a Taiwanese cruise ship hijacked by pirates managed to fight off an attack by a group of pirates, throwing all the pirates overboard and escaping. Fortunately, cruise ships can defend themselves, using a range of tactics that generally align with defensive or offensive strategies. Defensive strategies typically involve minimizing the chances of pirates successfully capturing the ship. This includes camouflage through power outages, deck closures, and low noise emissions. In the event of capture, passengers are locked in theaters and restaurants to keep them away from direct contact with the pirates. Meanwhile, offensive strategies can be deployed depending on the severity of the situation. On the less severe end of the spectrum, the captain will perform zigzag maneuvers or accelerate the ship to outrun the pirates. Then, there are high-pressure hoses used to drive off potential attackers from their ladders. These are set up for action before entering the Gulf of Aden. If unsuccessful, the Long-Range Acoustic Device, or LRAD, can be used directly. This device, used by naval forces, sends out extremely powerful sonic waves that can cause permanent hearing damage from a distance of 300 meters. Another modern technology to prevent pirates from attacking cruise ships is the Nemesis 5000 water gun developed by the Security Alliance for Effective Solutions. This water cannon has the ability to deliver a high-pressure stream of water and create a formidable barrier that pirates find difficult to breach, further enhancing ship security measures. The Nemesis 5000 can shoot a 360-degree water curtain at speeds of up to 128 kilometers per hour. Although not a lethal weapon, this defensive tool is a strong and effective deterrent to pirate activity. Moreover, cruise ships are sometimes equipped with 2 snipers on board. A sniper will be on standby on the upper deck in full black ninja gear, carrying a large weapon. If he notices a passenger spotting him, he will quickly vanish from sight in a flash. These ninjas are actually crew members working on the cruise ship daily, but transform into ninjas when there is an attack by criminals or pirates. Usually, a number of selected crew members undergo special combat training to be prepared for the dangers ahead. One case that hit the MSC Melody cruise ship in 2009, where the ship was attacked by a group of pirates at night. At that time, all passengers on the MSC Melody were leaving a gala night concert and saw a small boat heading towards the ship. The crew was alerted, and the passengers, dressed in their finest attire, threw tables and chairs at the pirates to prevent them from boarding. The pirates started shooting at the passengers but eventually gave up and left. Fortunately, no passengers were injured. This vigilante action is not advised or expected of passengers. Imagine you're on a luxurious cruise ship enjoying your vacation. Suddenly, a group of pirates on speedboats appears, intending to hijack the ship. These pirates often take passengers and crew hostage, demanding large ransoms. This isn't a joke. It really happened to the following 12 cruise ships. Akil Laro. On October 7, 1985, 4 members of the Palestine Liberation Front hijacked the Akil Laro off the Egyptian coast as it sailed from Alexandria to Ashdod, Israel. The hijacking aimed for financial gain and was more of a terrorist attack. When the cruise ship reached Alexandria, the 4 terrorists pulled out AK-47 machine guns and took the crew and 97 passengers hostage. They killed a 69-year-old wheelchair-bound Jewish-American man and threw him overboard. 2 days later, the ship docked back in Port Said, releasing the remaining hostages in exchange for the terrorists' safe passage through Egypt. The next day, authorities arrested the hijackers after their flight was forced to land at a NATO base. They received prison sentences between 15 and 30 years. Seaborn Spirit. On November 5, 2005, pirates in 2 speedboats attacked the Seaborn Spirit, carrying 115 passengers off the coast of Somalia. The small boats tried to attack the ship while carrying machine guns and rocket-propelled grenades. Realizing the ship was under attack, the captain announced for all guests to stay below deck. After failed attempts to ram the ship, they managed to fend off the pirates using high-pressure water cannons and sonic cannons. Luckily, no passengers were hurt. However, the captain suffered shrapnel wounds while trying to fight the pirates with a long-range acoustic device, or LRAD. 𝗤𝗂𝗂𝗀𝗃𝗀𝗃. On April 4, 2008, Somali pirates captured the cruise ship 𝗤𝗂𝗂𝗀𝗃 in the Gulf of Aden while traveling from Seychelles to the Mediterranean. The pirates successfully took 30 crew members hostage as the ship carried no passengers at the time. Fortunately, the hostages were released without incident on April 12th. After the release, French helicopters from the Djibouti military base tracked the pirates to Jariban village. The pirates tried to escape into the desert, but a sniper disabled their fleeing vehicle and commandos captured 6 pirates. The forces also recovered part of the ransom paid by the cruise ship's owner for the crew's release. Eventually, authorities flew the 6 pirates to Paris and tried them in 2012. MS Aster. The MS Aster, a small cruise ship sailing for trans-ocean tours, nearly fell victim to a pirate attack on November 28, 2008, while sailing from Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt to Dubai. The incident occurred as the ship crossed the Gulf of Oman. 2 speedboats driven by a group of pirates tried to attack the ship but were intercepted by the German Navy frigate 𝗤𝗂𝗃𝗲𝗄𝗏𝗂𝗏, which fired at the speedboats until they turned and fled. Reportedly, the 492 passengers on the MS Aster were unaware of the incident. Thankfully, the crew handled everything quickly and efficiently. Nautica. Two days after the MS Aster incident, the cruise ship Nautica also experienced a hijacking attempt while sailing in the Gulf of Aden. Initially, it passed several boats that all looked like fishing vessels. Suddenly, 2 boats sped up and showed signs of attacking. The Nautica's captain immediately performed evasive maneuvers and managed to escape from the 2 small boats. One boat approached the large ship again, about 300 yards away, and opened fire with rifles. However, the 8 shots caused no damage and no one was injured in the incident. MS Athena. In the same year as the MS Aster and Nautica incidents, on December 3rd, pirates also attacked the cruise ship MS Athena while crossing the Gulf of Aden. Reports stated that 29 pirate ships surrounded the ship at one point until a US Navy P-3 Orion maritime patrol aircraft circled above, causing some pirates to flee. The Athena's crew tried to prevent the pirates from boarding the ship and fired high-pressure water cannons at them. Fortunately, no one was injured and the ship escaped without damage, continuing its voyage to Australia. MSC Melody. On April 25, 2009, Somali pirates attacked the cruise ship MSC Melody about 300 kilometers from Seychelles. At the time, the ship carried about 1,000 passengers and 500 crew members on a voyage from Durban, South Africa to Genoa, Italy. A speedboat carrying 6 people stopped beside the MSC Melody and began firing at the ship with machine guns. The crew fought back against the pirates with water cannons and pistols. Soon after, the pirates gave up and fled. Although they successfully drove off the pirates, maritime officials criticized the crew for bringing weapons onto the cruise ship. Arriva 3. In 2009, a Turkish cruise ship named Arriva 3 sailed towards the Gulf of Aden to repair a broken engine. During its voyage, the ship carried no passengers and only had 2 British and 4 Japanese crew members. The incident near Yemen's 𝗤𝗂𝗀𝗀𝗯𝗂 Island was tense but brief. According to the Yemeni maritime company 𝗤𝗵𝗄𝗃, the pirates fired at the cruise ship for 15 minutes. However, before the crew could act, the pirates suddenly stopped shooting and left the ship. The reason for the pirates' sudden retreat remains unknown. SS Oceanic. The SS Oceanic, an educational cruise ship sailing for Peace Boat Company after being sold by Pullmantur Cruises, came under attack around May 2010 while sailing off the coast of Yemen. As they approached the cruise ship, the pirates began attacking Oceanic with grenades before attempting to board. Luckily, the SS Oceanic avoided capture by using zigzag maneuvers and firing water cannons at the pirate ship. The cruise ship also approached a NATO patrol ship for help. NATO ships responded quickly, capturing the pirates. Spirit of Adventure. In 2011, a cruise ship operated by Saga Cruises, the Spirit of Adventures, sailed off the coast of Tanzania. Suddenly, a ship carrying Somali pirates moved towards the cruise ship at high speed. Their behavior suggested they were about to attack the Spirit of Adventure. Realizing this, the crew informed guests to leave the deck immediately as the boat came within a few hundred meters of the cruise ship. However, the pirate ship didn't attack at all and decided to leave the Spirit of Adventure alone. Azamara Journey. In 2012, several small pirate ships approached the cruise ship Azamara Journey off the coast of Oman. As the pirates' small ships drew near, the Azamara Journey's captain began strategizing by maneuvering the ship and firing warning flares. These warning flares were enough to stop the pirates' attack. To ensure safety, the crew told guests to stay in their cabins. Fortunately, The pirate ships moved away, and the Azamara journey enjoyed the rest of its voyage without any casualties. RCGS Resolute. The most recent incident involved the cruise ship RCGS Resolute, approached by 𝗦𝗽𝗲𝗃, a Venezuelan Navy patrol vessel. 𝗦𝗽𝗃𝗃 ordered the cruise ship to change course and opened fire, which the cruise ship's owner claimed was an act of aggression in international waters. Eventually, both ships collided, causing the 𝗦𝗽𝗃𝗃 to sink while the Resolute suffered only minor damage. Investigators found 𝗦𝗽𝗃𝗃 at fault, but Venezuela's president tried to claim that pirates occupied the cruise ship and mercenaries inside were attempting to attack a Venezuelan military base.